Happy Friday, everybody. It is Chris Chen. It is your This Week in Real Estate. So this week, the biggest news that came out was the jobs report. The jobs report showed that we actually created about 900 or over 900,000 fewer jobs in the 12 months that was from April 2024 through March 2025. They continually do these adjustments and things. And obviously there was big news about this in August. Well, it's continuing. The jobs that there were 911,000 fewer jobs created in that time frame than originally thought. The unemployment has remained about the same. That means there's fewer people looking for work. It doesn't mean that there are more jobs or whatever, just fewer people looking for work. The big news on this is that this comes in the wake of, similarly at the same time as this time last year, the jobs report was revised down again, 880,000 jobs. Well, that wasn't as bleak as initially thought. The final report that came out in January of this year, in January 2025, showed that that same time frame had created fewer than 589,000 jobs. Well, if we are to believe all of the figures that are coming out from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, then over the last 2 years, there are 1.5 million fewer jobs than originally reported. The reason why this is so important is the Federal Reserve has been waiting and waiting on reducing the interest rate for negative news about our economy. We have had inflation stubbornly high at 2.9%. We have had the GDP increasing more than what was initially thought or predicted by economists. We are seeing GDP for the first half of this year increase at approximately 3.3%. Those are good news for the economy. So we hadn't had a lot of bad news until real recently. And the Fed's job is to manage inflation and maximize employment. The fact that we have seen so few jobs created over the last 2 years and that number being revised down significantly, that shows the weakening of the economy. So that is really good news for interest rates. Bad news for the economy is good news for interest rates. So if you guys were worried about whether or not the Fed was likely to reduce rates next week, this makes it even more likely that we are going to see a rate reduction. That has already been baked into the rates that we're seeing for 30-year mortgages. Those rate trends tend to happen prior to the Fed's actions. So I don't think that we're going to see a dramatic change in the interest rates for 30-year fixed mortgages, but we are seeing some 30-year fixed mortgages come back at lower than 6%. If you have been waiting for rates to be below 6%, that time is now. And it looks like the rates will continue on this trend line where we're seeing things come down week after week. We are at the lowest point of interest that we've seen in the last 20 months. So this is a really good news for home buyers. Anyway, hope that you have a wonderful weekend. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.